Yeah, so my first touch in the ball, okay, of course at home probably with my parents, but I think the story they tell is that when I was 4 at school, my brother was having his futsal trainings and he was 8, and I really wanted to participate and I didn't understand why couldn't I train with him, because we played together at home. So my parents went to the school and asked, so they said no, we can't because he's too young and so on. But because of what we asked, we became the first 4-year-old team in the school. So I think that was like the first kind of like professional touching the ball when we were starting to train futsal when I was 4 years old, me and my classmates. So my journey until the present moment in Honka, well, I started playing football in Brazil, obviously, my hometown, big club, Internacional. And then I moved to some other smaller clubs as I got a little bit older, because it's very competitive in Brazil and very tough to make to the professionals. And then I went to Portugal after I turned 18. I was there playing for a club in third division. I was mostly playing for the juniors and training with the main team. And then I had a friend moving to Finland. He was going to Henkilökuva from Kerava. And he asked if I didn't want to join him, and since my contract finished there and I wasn't sure if I was going to play for the main team in Portugal, I decided to join him. So I played 2 years there in 2011-2012. After that I moved to Middle East. I played in Oman for half a year, and well, after that half a year I did not want to stay there because life was just, it was very different. It was very tough to be there. So what is going on? Fox is moving. Okay. Yeah, life in the Middle East was very hard, so I didn't want to stay there. And then I spent this half a year trying some clubs. Things didn't work out very well. And then I went back again to Henkilökuva and they were playing Kaufmann. And then after that I moved to IZF for the end of the season when they were playing the qualifiers for Ikonen. We won the qualifiers, we promoted to Ikonen, then I played for 2014 with them in Ikonen. After that I moved to PK35 to play Veikkausliiga in 2015 where they promoted. And well, the whole story of PK35, the bankruptcy and everything, was a tough year. I think you can hear that story from Consta and others. And then after that I finally joined Honka for the 2016 season. When we were, was it 2016? No, 2017. When we were fighting in Ikonen to promote to Liga. And then we made it in the first year. And then last year we did this great run. And now this year we're again fighting the top. So that's how I end up in the present days. It's a long story. Played, I think, 4 different leagues in Finland, and I promoted in all of them. So yeah, very nice. So if there were any times that I maybe regretted being a football player, I think when you are in your teenage years, it's a little bit tougher to be focused all the time, to understand that you need to rest, to understand that you have to go home and sleep early because all your friends are starting to drink, starting to party. So that has always been something that when you are a teenager is a little bit hard to really comprehend how the demands and understand what you should do. And of course, mostly when I was in Brazil, there was a lot of my friends going to party, and I had a game on Saturday and they were going on Friday. And for as hard as it was, I always said no, I have to stay home, I have to go sleep because I have a game the next day. Because you hear a lot of stories about promising players that had great opportunities, and once they were starting to make it, they just fell apart. And that's mostly because of that, because getting a little bit famous, going to parties, and not putting the effort you had to put on trainings and games, just for a different number of reasons. And it is a little bit understandable because it's not an easy life. It's really not for everyone. But I never wanted to be that player that did not make it because I started to drink, started to go party. I always wanted that if I did not make it as a footballer, was because I was not good enough, not because I failed in some outside activity, like I didn't go sleep early enough or I didn't eat properly. I always wanted to be the guy that was doing the right things, and if for some reason I didn't make it, okay, I wasn't good enough. I did not, I should have done this better, or I regret doing this. I never wanted to have that feeling. So I guess I always kind of like understood what it took and kind of like knew what to do. So yeah, it's I guess a couple words about myself. It's a little bit hard to describe yourself. It's always easier to hear from other people, but what I think I'm a very easygoing person. I think in the day-by-day trainings and so on, I'm always in a good mood. I think I'm pretty funny to be around. I guess so. I don't know. But more adjectives. I don't know. I think I'm a very compromised guy. I really like to take up the challenge and so on, and I usually don't quit about them. I work hard. When things don't go very well, I usually try to focus on what I've been doing in order to improve them, and then I really focus on my own trainings and so on when it comes to football. But in a daily life, I think I'm a very positive guy towards the things that happen around me. Sometimes my girlfriend gets a little bit upset because I just, sometimes too much positiveness is not the way to go. But I think I always try to see things from the brighter side, and try to engage the challenge with a good attitude. I guess because I left home so early, I never really had like the family day-by-day support, like, hey, how are you, good morning, good night. So I always had to try to build that from myself, and so I guess that's why most of the things that I do and so on, I always try to look on myself to how to change and how I could make a difference, not really wondering so much about what other people could do. So I don't know, I guess I'm a good friend, if you could say like that. I'm a good friend to have. Not so easy maybe to be your friend, but after a while I can be a very good friend. So if I have to talk a little bit about my side activities, I think when I was a kid it was pretty hard to have time, because since I was playing at this kind of like big club in Brazil, the demands were pretty high. So we had trainings every day. I would leave home at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and be back around 6:30. So there wasn't that many hobbies. There were more, activities in a way, because my parents made sure that I could swim properly and that I could speak English. So a lot of people ask, you are from Brazil and so on, but you speak so good English. It's because of that. They make sure that that I went to this separate school from the normal school, and we were just learning English there. So I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But hey, thumbs up for them. It was a very good decision. Now I realize that. But football has always been the main activity, and took mostly of my time, mostly of my weekends. Field trips with school I couldn't go because I had tournaments. People were going to beach, to the north, to Argentina. I just know I can't. I have tournaments, I have this, I have that. So yeah, football was the main activity back then. And then of course as I grew older, mostly here in Finland, there was a little bit more time for other activities. So I'm a pretty big fan of computer games. I like to read fiction books. I've always been passionate about archery, and here I managed to buy a bow and arrows, so I practice that from time to time. I think it's very good. It's very relaxing. And what else? I have a dog who's there. Nala, come here. Come. Daddy has candy. No, she's not in the mood for that. And in Finland, while it's winter, I really try to take the best out of the winter. So I really like to go snowboarding and try ice skating. So I try those type of activities. And while it's summer in Brazil, when we go there, I try the summer activities. We try to go surfing and do some, beach football and everything. So I guess I really like to try different sports and try to make the best out of it. Okay, so a little bit about Finnish culture and how I feel about it. I guess it's different culture. It's a different country if you compare to Brazil or any other. I think the biggest difference you feel is the moment you come here. I think the first time, because the way people treat you and everything, it's a little bit more formal, more cold in a way. But I guess if you get to know the people a little bit more and you start to have more experience with them in day-by-day activities, or mostly if you go out and have a couple of drinks with them, then you more see like the real people, how they really are, and they can be very friendly, they can be very open. Of course, it's very different from Brazil because, you know, we are a warmer country. People are a little bit more friendly at first, but perhaps after you get to know someone in Brazil, you're like, I don't really like this person. But in Finland, after you get to know someone, you end up liking them a little bit more. So when it comes to these first impressions, it's a little bit tougher here in Finland. But luckily for me, I play football, and in football people are usually more friendly, the teammates and so on, mostly because they're a little bit younger, I guess. So, you know, it's a little bit different atmosphere. So I get to know some really good people and have some really good times and good friends. But I think since I've been here for so long, I don't see so big difference anymore. I think people here, they change a little bit according to the weather. During summer they are fantastic. During winter maybe they're a little bit, I don't know, grumpy. But so am I, because I've been here so long that during winter I don't want to be chatting in the streets or anything. I just want to walk home and walk to training and go back, because the weather is just too cold to be talking around. So I guess I don't judge them so much because I understand them a little bit better. So yeah, and again, since I've been here for some years now, and I have a girlfriend and I have some good friends here, it makes it a little bit easier to not have this homesick feeling. Also, I left home when I was pretty young, so I don't really know what my life would be by being there in Brazil. Let's say if I have to be there for a year and find something to do that. So it's not something that I miss, and I don't regret not being there. But of course, you know, everybody miss family, miss you know, this home feeling, and I guess the idea for me would be able to, I don't know, go visit them every 2 weeks, go there for a dinner or something. But since it's so far, it's a little bit tough. But no, I do not miss Brazil. I do not miss being there, and I miss the people that I know. Of course, I miss mostly my family. But I wouldn't change what I have here for just going back home. No, I don't know. So this is my dog, Nala. She's often in trainings, after trainings there, cheering up the players. And after some games she goes there as well, mostly when we lose games. Yes. And this is Ronya, my girlfriend. One of the reasons why I keep positive during the days in trainings and so on. And we are planning about getting a brother for her. Yay, Nala, brother. She doesn't. I don't think she's gonna like us. She's quite jealous. But yeah, if there is anything I want to talk about my life, is that this is my life in Finland, playing for Honka, living here in this rainy country, and starting my little family here. What Honka means to me, I think one of the greatest clubs I played in my career, and the club that is giving me right now all the tools and the opportunity to maybe take a step forward in my career. If not in the club, we make it to the top and Champions League or Europa League, maybe opening some doors for me to move to some bigger league.